All right, so obviously you're ahead of the curve. And speaking of ahead of the curve, you're now getting into the bare knuckle boxing with Valor.
Which is really cool.
Dude, I'm a huge fan of bare knuckle boxing. So how does a Ken Shamrock get involved with an organization like Valor?
Well, when I was obviously fighting in the earlier days, it was bare knuckle. And I just, it was so, we talked about him, Drago going there and just boom, bare knuckle, bam, knocking down and kicking him. It was just that rawness of that fight where it was just no gloves, God-given talent. Two guys go in
Warriors.
there. And you're just like, there was so much adrenaline there. And then Tank comes out, puts these 4-ounce gloves on and starts knocking people out. And all of a sudden this guys are like, wow, hey, that's a great idea.
You could throw harder punches.
Why don't we put gloves on guys and we'll say we're protecting the fighters. And the reality of it is they're protecting the guys that are winning.
I agree.
They don't care about the guys getting knocked out because the ones that the fans are going to follow are the ones that are winning. So let's protect their hands. So they started putting gloves on them, 4-ounce gloves on guys, so that they would protect the guys winning so they can come back and fight again.
In bare knuckle, you can't go power, or you'll break your hands.
Well, you got to be more accurate in bare knuckle. And I always told myself, like, man, I remember the feeling I had about bare knuckle and the love that I had for it. And it was taken away. Obviously, they did great. It was a $4 billion company. But I felt like, man, that purity of bare knuckle and what the fans, I believe, fell in love with in the first place was the purity of that fighting where it was bare knuckle. Remember, them kept screaming, stand them up, stand them up. And so now I always told myself, if I get a chance, I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to let people have the same feeling and the same love that I had for that bare knuckle feeling. And so now we're doing it. September 21st, I'm bringing back my dream, bringing back bare knuckle fighting, and I'm going to be able to bring fighters in and for them to be able to have an understanding of what I felt.
We got a 4-man tournament too. Yeah,
this man, one night, man. That right there in itself, that's old school. That's cutting your teeth. And you want to talk about one of the baddest bare knuckle fighters in the world? Win the tournament.
Are the finals that night too, or no?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's 4-man one night. No, I'm getting that.
Wow.
Dude. Yeah, I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
When was the last time we seen that on a pro level for combat sports?
4-man,
and not since the beginning.
No, exactly. I was going to say then.
And you also have an extra heavyweight fight in case there's like an alternate. I saw.
Oh
that.
yeah, we got two. Two of them. We got two alternates, but McSweeney and LeVar Johnson. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Those guys can be on anybody's main card, but there are alternates.
Well, you also got Godbeer on the card.
Godbeer, I think.
He's
dark
horse. He's
horse.
bare knuckle champion, man.
Yeah.
I will tell you, that's the dark horse right there. Like the American fans, we follow bare knuckle in Europe. Like there's one today, actually, and we follow it closely. I've been over there to watch it in person, and I think Godbeer, man, dude, that is a stacked tournament. It's kind of hard. With heavyweights, it's
Well,
always
you got
hard to
Mighty
predict.
Mo, you got Sokaju. I mean, oh my goodness.
You got power versus athleticism in that side of the card. I don't know, man. I can't wait. Mighty Mo hits like a brick.
Yeah.
LeVar Johnson too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's something that'd be real interesting to watch too.
It's going to be fun, man. I think these guys, the card
How
guys
does it
are
come
amazing.
together, though? How do you get approached with it, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, first of all, I got to give credit to we have a great team. We got, 80 years of experience with a whole team there. A lot of connections. And Richard Goodman did a great job of put this card together.
It's a phenomenal card.
Yeah, it's a really good card. And so he's done a great job. But with our team and
CJ
all the
Lamas
connections
is
we
on
have-
that card, too.
Oh,
dude.
and that's a sleeper right there. That's a good fight.
I'm telling you, that guy's a beast.
Yeah, and the guy he's fighting, is it Kimona or something like that?
I'm not sure who he's fighting. He fought Chris Lytle in Cancun.
Oh, that was a great fight too.
Yeah. He almost finished Chris.
Yeah,
in the
well,
first round.
And that's a hard thing to do.
Lytle goes to another level though, man. But
I'll be with him a little later today, man. That's my guy.
Yeah, he's something else. But yeah, we got a great card, man. I'm excited for it. As a fighter, I don't get excited about much, but it's almost like I'm bringing back that old school.
Gets you excited, doesn't it?
Where style against style, because bare knuckle's its own beast, man. And a lot of guys think bare knuckle, they can just go, oh, I'm a boxer or I'm an MMA guy. I can go in and do this.
No.
It's the same thing in the beginning of the UFC. Your style don't match with this. You have to practice. You have to have an understanding of what you're doing in there, or you're going to go in there and you're going to get beat.
Yeah.
See, where people make mistakes is they'll watch like footage from the 30s and they'll watch the movements of the glove boxers and they'll go, oh my God, it's garbage. They're horrible. No. That is somebody that was trained under the bare knuckle style, trying to figure out how to fight with gloves. The bare knuckle style in the late 1800s, early 1900s was perfect. perfect. And eventually, we're going to get there again, and it's going to look just like those early videos.
That's right. Well, and like I said, just like with the 4-ounce gloves where they put it on there to make it safer. Well, that's not true.
It changes the style.
They did it with boxing, with bare knuckle. They we'll put
Changes
gloves on to
the
make it
style.
safer. No, man. All you're doing is making it more dangerous because you're taking more punches to the head.
You're protecting the weapon at the expense of the target.
Yes. So you think about getting 100 times hit in the head as opposed to 20 times getting hit in the head.
You got to throw punches and bunches in bare knuckle, and you can load up on a power shot that you can't do without a glove. With glove fights.
Right.
So it's.
So what's the difference between like Valor and a couple of other organizations that are going on right now? I mean, you guys fighting in a squared ring, ropes.
Yeah, what's the gimmick,
Yeah,
Kat? Come
what's-
on. I mean, you're way too seasoned not to have a
I know
gimmick.
the wraps are a little bit different. You guys are protecting the hands a little bit different than I think it's just a wrist wrap. There's nothing that's going past the knuckles or something
Well,
like that.
my thing with bare knuckle is bare knuckle. I mean,
Sure.
people keep saying, "Oh, we're going to fight bare knuckle." You see them come out with their hands are taped halfway up their hand. It's like that's not bare knuckle. I was like, if you cannot fight without tape on your hand, you're not a bare knuckle fighter.
Can you tape your
tape
wrist?
your wrist. Only your wrist. No thumbs, no nothing. Just the wrist.
I'll honor that.
Yeah, because it is bare knuckle. There's nothing on the hand, right? And then I think to myself, they either rabbit punches, they're holding the head, they're hitting guys. I'm like,
So you're not gonna allow
why would
clinching?
you allow them to hold the head when you're supposed to be hitting?
So there's no clinching.
There's clinching, but when you're in a clinch, you're not holding them. You can get up on a guy, you can put your head into him, you can bump him with the shoulder, but do not grab him.
Okay.
Use your hands to hit him. So that makes the fight even faster, right? It's 3 3-minute rounds. And here's the thing, man. We have a unique pit where it's going to be a much different way for you to view a fight. There is no ropes. There's no cages. It is an experience that most people constantly keep having a
So
problem
there's no
with.
ropes?
No ropes, no fences.
So what is it, like on a wrestling mat?
It's a pit.
So you're in.
It's a pit. And you have to see it in order to understand it. I designed it, and I designed it because I always felt like I always heard the same thing where people would get the best seats in the house. And there was always the fence in the way, or that there was ropes in the way, or turnbuckle was in the
Now
way.
you're looking down on
So
it.
now you got an opportunity to view this thing and you get the best seats in the house, and they are.
Do you think that's going to hurt you going to other states, that type of setup? Do
Why?
you even care? Do you even care?
It's like this. When people brought the fence in, the cage in, people said, well, you can't fight in that. That's not legal. Well, they fight in it. So it's just people having an understanding of what it is we're doing. There's no way it's more dangerous or unsafe with what we're doing.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
and
agree
even
with
in the fighting surface, there's enough, the way I have it set up and the way it's set up, that no one's going to fall off the edge. So there's no reason why people wouldn't want to have it this way, because it's more visually sound. You can actually watch the fight and not things get in your way.